happens is about 4 years ago, yeah, I was given a scholarship to do my PhD in finance. In university, I've taught for 20 years. So the management want me to finish my PhD because they only give it to senior lecturer like me, not the young people, because they want the license to be renewed every year. So they need more senior lecturers to be qualified PhD holders. Now what happened is that I always have gastric. When I was studying in London, I had pains, and because I don't take my meals regularly. But 4 years ago, when I was given the scholarship to do my PhD, I got ulcer, gastric ulcer. And it was so painful, I cannot stand it. I almost want to commit suicide. Wow. Yeah, and I went to a few hospitals, Sungai Buloh, private hospital. All they gave me was medication. Medicine every day, take and take. But the more I take, the more sick I become. And my husband just took me everywhere to sit sincere, eat this, eat that, but the pain still persists. And what happens is that I happen to bump into someone and who asked me to take, try reserve, yeah? And I have already taken so many things, Amway, this way, that way, every way, and it still doesn't work, So I was very skeptical because I didn't want to try anything anymore because I was like a sick chicken, almost to be slaughtered, yeah? So that time, when I had lectures in the university, I could not focus. Every afternoon, I have to take nap in the office, and I couldn't focus in the morning. I couldn't wake up, and I couldn't actually drive properly. And I got accident also on the highway. All right. So it was so severe that I was like hopeless. I told my husband, I think you better look for the other half, because I think God is calling me. So in that year, the few years, 2-3 years, I really had a acute pain. Every time my stomach getting bigger and bigger. And my student asked me, Miss Janice, you expecting? So at time I was in my mid-50s. So I actually was looking for a solution. And I happened to attend a talk, and there I looked at the people. Why everyone looks so healthy, so young, and they're in the 60s, 70s. And some, they tell me secretly they got cancer, and they are, got a new lease of life. So I was thinking maybe this is scam, They pretend to look good, and then they try to sell you something, and then, but anyway, I asked the person who took me there, you try lah, you buy lah. And then I tried 2 boxes. Now what happened is that the 2 boxes, my pain all gone. So in that sense, I got some, still don't believe. I go do research. I asked my husband go and and in the university we have a medical school, and I asked my colleague to do the lab test. There's no steroid, yeah. And because she wanted to take, she had to take. The daughter is a doctor, her children are all doctors, so she wanted to take the product because she had many medical problems. My colleague, yeah. So she wanted to make sure that the product is safe to take. And I was, hey, this is too good. I don't know true or not. Maybe got side effects. So after the test in our university, I was very confident. I went to Hong Kong and looked at the event, looked at the products, met up with the scientists from US. And what most impressed is the research is done by Harvard Medical School. Harvard Medical School? Yeah? A lot of credential, right? So it gave me more confidence to continue taking the product. Now, after taking the product, I looked at my colleague. My colleague all coughing 3 months. I just take 1 box, try. 1 week later, the cough gone. And then my brother-in-law got stroke. Got stroke just after I recovered. My brother-in-law, my husband, elder brother, in his mid-60s, he got paralyzed, half face, and his mouth twisted. So he went to Sungai Buloh Hospital, and the doctor said, Mr. Chew, your face cannot change. It will be like this forever. Yeah. So he was very depressed also, and he was so suicidal. So not because of himself, but for the wife. The wife had to take leave every day, and he pitied the wife. Yeah. So I just give him as a gift lah. And 3 months later, the face back to normal. Wow. And the was amazed. He said, Mr. Chu, what you taking? I don't know. My sister-in-law gave me something. I don't know what she gave me. And after that, he actually took AM/PM and then a few others, and he's back to work and he can drive. Now he's in he can do everything now. He's not bedridden. Yeah. So I was like, hey, this product very good for me. So I start sharing. I don't like direct selling. I'm anti-direct selling. In fact, my husband too. So I just shared with my colleagues, my neighbor. Kepo got money. Kepo got money. Why not? So instead of sharing, housewife, they share, talk back of husband, talk back of children, talk back of mistresses. But we share good things and help people. Yeah? So I started sharing, and then within the 2 years, I got 4 luxurious trips.
Wow.
I've been teaching for 30 odd years. The only trip I go, Kelantan only. So cheap, Yeah? Never go for Mediterranean. And when I went to Mediterranean cruise, I actually went up to Monaco. And Monaco is a place for rich and celebrities, right? So I stood on the hill, I looked up at the sky, I said, God, I never would dream about Monaco, that I'll ever step in Monaco. And I look at the sky, I say, wow, I'm in Monaco, no. This is not a place for me, it's for the rich and famous. But Janice brought me there. Wow. So the 4 trips, and then last week I just came back from Tasmania. I went to Tasmania. My 2 kids are in Australia. One in Sydney. My daughter's accountant in PwC, and my son is with Samsung in Melbourne. So I went to Australia for about 10 days. And you know what? Just this card, Paylution, is a Janice card. All the money you earn, you just transfer either to your bank account locally, or you just transfer to this card. Everywhere in the world, I go to London, Heathrow, pound come out. Go to Japan, ATM, yen come out. Wow. Go to China, Thai baht come out. No need go through money changer. 100 over countries. So recently I went to Tasmania, Sydney, Tasmania. Yeah? And I got budget. No, I'm an accountant by profession. Accountant always calculate and always see got value or not got value. So I budget 10,000 from this card. Of course, this card got more than 10. It's US dollar, not ringgit.
Wow.
So I budget 10,000 ringgit to go for the trip, And I spent total 13,600. 10,000 is from Janice.
Wow.
3,000 is from my hard-earned lecture. If I hasn't done Janice, you think I have this? No, this is extra in my life. Right. It's extra. Extra money good or not?
Yes. Good.
Of course, good. Now in life, 2 things very important. Physical health and financial health.
Yes.
To me, my priority is physical health. My health comes first. Because no health, got money for what? You bedridden, money also no use. Yeah. Correct or not? Yes. So you must build up your health and create wealth. Then enjoy life. Yeah. That's great. Thank you.